Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our last session for today. We are going to speak to Ms. Virginia Lucero from the Stay Together program, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about the program and give us some activity where we could help us communicate with our children at home. So a little bit about Virginia is she joined the Stay Together program of High Sky Children's Ranch in 2004 and has served as a family support specialist for the past 18 years. In 2018, she became the community liaison training coordinator. She continues to serve as a family support specialist in addition to conducting outreach and providing community workshops, classes to a variety of agencies on parenting and family topics. Ms. Lucero also trains all incoming family support specialists to effectively apply and utilize the current curriculum with the families served by the Stay Together program. Before joining the Stay Together program, Ms. Lucero was a bilingual educator with San Angelo ISD at San Jacinto Elementary, where she thoroughly enjoyed teaching the bilingual population. Ms. Lucero is a graduate of Angelo State University with a Bachelor's of Arts degree with a focus on education. Thank you so much for presenting and sharing resources and your wealth of knowledge with us.
Oh, you're welcome, Monica. Thank you for having me, and thank you for those attending today. So let me get started.
I'm going to go ahead and share your PowerPoint.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And then you just tell me when I need to change the slides.
Okay, I sure will. So we're on slide 1, and so I'm gonna just introduce myself again a little bit. So hello, and thank you for attending today's presentation. I am Virginia Lucero, the Community Liaison and Training Coordinator with the Stay Together program. We are a program of High Sky Children's Ranch in Midland, Texas. And I'm just going to add a little bit to that. So I kind of call our ranch High Sky Children's Ranch. It's our main office in Midland. And under High Sky, I kind of use it like an umbrella, High Sky. And under High Sky, we have several programs, which is the Stay Together program, foster adoption care. We have parents partnering with parents, and we have the life after care for kids that age out of the foster care system. So, and then of course we have Stay Together. Stay Together has several offices within here close to Texas. I mean, here in Texas, but close to Midland. So we serve several counties. So, and I'll get into that here in a minute. But I just wanted to explain that High Sky Children's Ranch is our main office, and that is why we use the name High Sky Children's Ranch, that we are a program of High Sky Children's Ranch. So the Stay Together program is a family. Oh, I'm sorry, Monica, screen 2, please. Okay, so the Stay Together program is a family and youth success program. We provide a broad range of family services, which include addressing family and household conflict, parenting skills, school engagement issues, behavioral concerns, criminal justice involvement. Okay, slide 3. So our San Angelo Stay Together office provides services to 7 counties, which include Polk, Concho, Arion, Reagan, Runnels, Sterling, and Tom Green County. Okay, slide 4. So the Stay Together program is funded by the Department of Family and Protective Services. Services are absolutely free to families. We are confidential and do not share our clients' information. We have a 24-hour crisis line. Okay, and we also provide, we have parent and youth workshops. But due to health concerns, Stay Together is offering virtual and phone sessions, as well as office or in the home sessions. This depends on what the family is more comfortable with. Stay Together also has parent and youth workshops, but these classes are currently suspended due to general precautions put in place to protect program participants. So we may start those up again once that things get a little bit better, which they are. It's just, we're still up and down with that. So hopefully we'll get back to our workshops, but right now we're just providing in-home sessions or phone sessions or virtual sessions.
What do you see the most? Like, do you go to the home, or do you get more cases like through the phone or virtually? What are you seeing more?
I see a combination of sessions. Sometimes they'll start off the initial with in-person session, whether they come to the office or I see them at their home. And then eventually they'll change it to say, you know what, I like the face-to-face sessions because we learn more. It's more interactive. But then, if somebody's feeling sick in the family, they'll call me and say, you know what, Virginia, we want you to come over, but we probably need to do a phone session today. So like I said, it depends on the family and what they're going through, but I see a combination of it. But the goal really is our program really pushes for us to provide in-person sessions. Those work best. Yep. Okay, so on to slide 5. As I mentioned earlier, we are offering family sessions by phone, virtual, at our office or at the family's home, and scheduled at a time convenient for the family. What we mean with that is like, everybody works and sometimes they don't get off till 5. So if we have to schedule a session at 5:30, 6, we can do that. Especially now during the summertime. We do have some families that like to see us earlier now because of summer and school's not in session. So sometimes they'll say, can you come at 9? Well, yeah, we can, but we need, the family and the youth awake and ready to work with us. So whatever is convenient for the family, okay? So family involvement is our focus. So parent participation is very important. And I say that because a lot of times we'll get a referral from, say, let's say Judge Daniel from municipal court refers a youth for curfew violation. And so, sometimes I hear the parents say, well, why do I have to do the program? He's the one that got in trouble. Well, we have to remember parents, we're responsible for our kids till the age of 18. So we're responsible for that child getting out past curfew. So that's why we actually make sure and help the family understand it is a family program. So it doesn't help if I'm teaching Rosa here skills that will help her make better decisions, and I'm not reinforcing that with mom, like what can mom do to help Rosa understand that there's rules that you have to follow. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Let me see. Some of the comments on the bottom of the screen, these are from actual stay parents that have worked with us. It says, I like the exercises we did at home. It helped a lot. Talking with our family support specialist was easy and made my family closer. And we talked about actual problems and how to solve them. And I actually get that a lot with families because they're like, oh, wow, we hadn't sat down to talk in such a long time, but now every time you show up, we're like happy to sit down and discuss things and just, talk with each other. So you start seeing a difference with the family, probably the second visit and the third session, they're comfortable. Fourth session, we really get into other, issues that might be happening in the home. And then we venture off from there. But really, what I wanted to say too is, yes, we have curriculum we follow, but it's actually used to help reinforce skills that we're teaching, but it's the family that decides what skills that they need to learn. Some of them will tell us, well, we need to learn to better communicate. We need to learn how to problem solve. I can't get my kids to help me with the chores, so things like that. So it's actually the family that's telling us what they need help with. Okay. Okay, slide 6. Okay, yeah, I think it's the slide 6 where it talks about workshops. There they are. Okay, slide 6. Workshops may possibly resume if so classes were held on the first and third Wednesday of the month at our office on Executive Drive. Workshops were from 6 to 7 and snacks and beverages were provided to those in attendance. I will update Monica if the workshops resume because that might be something that was included in our contract, and because of the pandemic, they kind of let us suspend them until we can, make sure that our participants stay safe. So, like I said, I'll update Monica as soon as we resume those. Okay, slide 7. All right, so the Stay Together program uses a skill-based curriculum titled the Strengthening Families Program. It includes 11 topics that tie into 3 basic family components: bonding, boundaries, and monitoring. And what you have on the screen, you have all these topics that we teach from. So say that we start with the family, we like to start with the introduction lesson because the introduction lesson focuses on bonding. And what we find is a lot of families need to learn to bond, like take the time and enjoy each other or learn a little bit more about each other. But then say if we have a youth that was referred for vaping, then we can jump into the problem solving lesson. So we don't necessarily have to follow introduction lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It can be the introduction lesson and then in combination with lesson 9, that's problem solving. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, slide 8. So bonding, boundaries, and monitoring are based much like building a solid home, where bonding, such as having family dinners, being mindful, having routines, and one-on-one time with children are the foundation of the home. So I have that in red. So that's the foundation. So bonding, okay. And then the boundaries, having and setting clear rules and expectations and utilizing positive and negative consequences represent the walls of a home. So I have that in yellow. So, and it makes sense. That's the way you build a home. So, and then the monitoring of friends, activities, the emotional well-being of children, and online use are all skills that help kids stay safe while preventing addiction and antisocial behaviors, thus symbolizing the roof of a well-built, solid home. So does that make sense to y'all? So we have to have a solid foundation for our home. So that we start with bonding, and then we have the walls that are like the rules and expectations, and then we have the monitoring, the roof, watching over our children and making sure they're safe and that they're doing what they need to do to help them move forward in life. Okay, so slide 9. All right, so Stay Together works alongside San Angelo ISD and schools and service in our service area. Parents or families seeking assistance. Sometimes we have grandparents calling in and saying, can I sign up for the program because I need refresher parenting skills? But that's fine too. We can do that. We work with Child Protective Services, the Juvenile Justice System, Municipal Court, Pregnancy Help Center, Family Shelter, and many other agencies. So the comment on the bottom, it says, it helped my grandson with ways of thinking and taught him how to cope with his peers. All right, so next slide. All right, there are different ways to contact Stay. Our office is located at 3136 Executive Drive. Our phone number is 325-947-7233. We also have a web page, and then we have a Facebook Stay Together San Angelo page. And then of course we have our email addresses, and I've listed my supervisor, Jim Crawford, or you can contact me, Virginia L at highsky.org. So you can just email our supervisor, and if you want to sign up for the program, we have a lot of families calling in, or we have our referral base where we're getting referrals from schools or a school counselor or Judge Daniel or juvenile probation or pregnancy help center. So I have an intra-agency referral that I can send you if you feel like you want to refer somebody or a family that you work with. Or if you feel like, hey, I could use this for my family, that's okay too. You can email me or Jim and let us know, and we'll get started on the program. As let's see, if you'd like for me to email you an intra-agency referral, I can do that. I just need your email address, and you can actually put that in the chat box, or you can let Monica know, and she'll let me know to email you an intra-agency referral. So let me see, that is the end of my presentation. I do have a little activity I'd like to do with show y'all from one of our lessons, but I wanted to know, does anybody have any questions for me?
Do you have any virtual sessions planned out for this coming year, like that you do in Spanish, that maybe we can invite families to attend? Like, you know how you'll have you're gonna resume the workshops like in person, but not in person, like workshops virtually. Do y'all offer that?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think because we still need to keep reaching out to families, and if they would rather, instead of like enroll in the program, if they would just like a class that they can go to, I can certainly set that up, Monica. That would not be a problem. And that's my position is I do a lot of, like I mentioned, a pregnancy help center and the family shelter. I actually do face-to-face sessions in their facility. But I love the idea of doing virtual as well, and we can certainly set that up with you.
Yeah, because we had talked about bringing you in to do sessions here for our migrant families, but maybe if you have some already set up, we can invite them to go to the ones you already have set up.
Yes,
but if not, let us know.
Okay, I'll definitely do that. And what we could do is maybe talk about topics that you'd like for me to concentrate on, and we could provide them all in Spanish.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay.
Do you want me to pull up the handout?
I'm sorry?
Did you want me to share the handout?
Yes, the activity, the family conversation jar.
Send me a copy, Monica.
I sure will.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. That was good. Thanks,
sorry,
Monica.
Just taking.
That's fine.
Is it this one, Virginia?
This will
No,
have.
actually, that's our flyer.
Oh,
Never
mind.
But I'm glad you're showing that, because it talks about, the different topics we can work on, like the family challenges, such as is your child having trouble with controlling anger, following instructions, doing homework, asking for help, being honest, getting along with others, and getting up in the morning.
You say you're in Midland, right, ma'am?
Pardon?
You're in Midland? You're from Midland?
Our main
No.
office is in Midland, but we have different locations here. The office locations, as you can see, it says the Stay Together program covers 33 counties throughout the permanent base. But we also have the flyers actually has been updated. We have offices, our main office in Midland. We have our office here in San Angelo. We have one in Alpine, Snyder, Sweetwater, and Pecos.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, you're welcome.
All righty.
Okay.
We're not done.
Oh.
I'm just I'm sharing it right now as we speak, the activity.
Okay. Thank you.
Can
There it is.
All right.
Okay.
Can everybody see that?
I can see it.
Thumbs up if you can see it. Yep.
Well, my thumb, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can see.
Thank you, Priscilla. I like the thumbs up.
There it is.
Graciela,
There it
thank
is.
you. Okay. This is in English. We also have it in Spanish.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
So there is.
Oh, qué bueno. That's good.
Okay. Yes. Yes. So like
Okay, that'd be
I said,
great
I
for
wanted
us to
to
have.
I'm going to present it in English, but I want everyone to know that at any time that there's a family that needs it all in Spanish, we have it. We have the materials. Okay. So if we look back at the top one, the English one, this is what they call a family conversation jar. And this is from our Strengthening Families curriculum. And it encourages families to talk and have fun and just have a pleasant, candid conversation rather than just, how was school? Oh, okay. It was okay. And end of conversation, right? So this is something that we help the families put together. And I'm going to read the little paragraph at the top. It says, having conversations with your kids is an effective way to help prevent underage drinking. The following activity can help. Cut out the questions found below, place in a jar, and put it in the center of the dinner table. During the family meal, take turns drawing questions from the jar. Some questions are specifically for parents to answer, marked on the side with the P. Okay, make sure everyone gets a chance to answer each of the questions. So what the suggestions are on the family fun, it says, have your kids decorate a jar. The following items can be helpful, like colored paper, cloth, or paint, family photos, pictures cut from magazines, ribbon, string, raffia, straw, cotton balls, etc. Glue, tape, scissors, markers. Those are some things that you can use to make to decorate your jar, because you want to make it, to where it fits your family and something where it's going to be fun, So the first thing is just sitting down and decorating the jar together. I actually do this with my families when I'm working with them at in homes and stuff. So what you can do, use different containers. This is just a plastic little container from the Dollar Tree. So that's pretty cool, right? And so actually, I think there was like 5 of these for $1 from the Dollar Tree. You can also use a empty You can also use a empty Kleenex box. That's really good too, because it's already decorated. You can just write family conversation jar, and you can title it anything you really want. But this is my example family conversation jar. You see how I drew a face in there? And he's talking, or she, and I put family conversation box. Today I had a family and they called it the Let's Taco About It, which I thought that was quite clever, right? Yeah. So what I did is I titled it Family Conversation Jar, and then I put different words for talking, like consult, chat, jive, talk, gab, blah, 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 yak, discuss, visit. So this is just my way of decorating it. But like I said, this family was really clever, and I love that they called it the Taco About It box. So you can do whatever you need to do to make it interesting for the kiddos, and make sure and keep them involved. Okay. So the other thing we do is, remember let me see here. On the left side are the questions for parents. So what helps me help the family understand how to use it, I give them a highlighter and I have them highlight these questions for parents before cutting them out. Okay, so they highlight them and then cut them out, and you cut out all the questions. Okay, so what that helps to do is, when you cut up all the questions, then the strips go in the jar or the box. Can y'all see that? How I've got them all in the box. Okay, very good. So, all right. Does anybody have any questions on how to set up the family conversation jar?
No, ma'am.
No, you got it? Okay.
I love the questions too.
Yeah, they're open-ended. Like, I mean, you can answer them candidly. There's no right or wrong answers. You just answer how you feel, best answers that question, right?
And like when my child and I are cooking too, and when we're waiting, she can ask me questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question for parents are, what beliefs give you strength? What was the first job? Did you like it? Did you have any pets growing up? If so, tell me about them. What was one thing your parents made you do that you hated? What kind of food did you hate as a kid but love now? Why is being honest so important to build a stable society? What was your least favorite subject in school? What was your favorite? When you were my age, what did you want to be when you grew up? And then what was one thing you did when you were a kid that made you happiest?
This also makes me want to do it with my own mom. Even now as a 40-year-old woman, but doing it with my mom, I think these are also, and having my daughter there too, so asking her questions.
Right.
That would be
and you know what's happened to Monica is that a lot of times what I hear from families after doing this, and they don't do it just one time, this stays on their dinner table till I come back and see them, and they can put it on the coffee table in the living room anytime the family gathers, and anytime that they gather, they answer questions, So this is kind of an ongoing thing. They just don't do it one time and done. It's ongoing. We actually have additional questions we can add to help the family, because I've had families say, well, we answered all the questions, so are we done? But they've loved the conversation that it created. So, and then the other thing that I hear from the youth, especially, they'll say, I've learned things about my mom that I didn't even know. I didn't know she worked at like one of them was, she said, I didn't know she worked at TG&Y, and I didn't even know what a TG&Y was. And I said, oh, okay. I said that I guess Texas doesn't have any more TG&Ys, but it was like a Walmart. I don't know if any of y'all heard TG&Y, but that's what one family told me. So I thought, wow, that's interesting. So they're finding out more like deep things about their parents, not too personal, but still a little personal, a little bit more sharing that the family does together.
And it brings you together.
Yeah, exactly. So I've asked Jackie to join me. She's one of our family support specialists here, and we're going to role model how to do this, okay? So let me see it. She's bringing her chair over here. Can y'all see Jackie?
Okay.
Hi, Jackie.
Hello. Hi, Monica.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
So this is our newest. Oh well, no, we have a new. No, she is. She's our newest family support specialist, and she's doing great. She is bilingual, so we do, like I say, provide the sessions in Spanish if you need them. So anyway, so we have our family conversation jar, and usually what I do is like, especially when we're role modeling, I guess I'll be the parent and Jackie will be the child. Okay, so if I'm the parent, what questions do I get?
Parent, let me see.
The yellow.
A yellow, very good. Yellow. So I'm going to get a yellow one, and I'm going to read my question. Who was your best friend growing up? Tell us one of your favorite stories about things you did together. Okay. My best friend growing up was Lucy. And it's been so many years that she's my Facebook friend, actually, but I don't remember her last name. Anyway, so this, I grew up in Hereford, Texas, not here in San Angelo. So Lucy was my best friend. And one of the things that we did together was watch the basketball team play basketball and cheer them on. We weren't cheerleaders, we were in the pep squad, but we actually enjoyed watching basketball. and cheering for our team.
You were a cheerleader?
No, I was on the pep squad. Like yeah,
okay.
I was like we had little pom poms. We made them like out of like tissue paper.
Mhm.
And we use our pom poms to cheer them on. Isn't that cool?
Okay. I did not know that about her.
These questions are also good for like your work family.
Yeah. So see how I love that you did that. See how it actually brings up other questions, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, my daughter Jackie's gonna pick out a question. And what color question does she pick out? A white one.
White.
Okay. If you could invite 3 famous people, present or past, to dinner, who would they be and why?
Yes.
I think I did. Okay. So my first 3 famous people would be number 1, someone from the past would be Selena. I would love to have dinner with Selena.
Yes.
The second one that I'm thinking would be Robert Downey Jr. He's the Iron Man.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'd like to have Iron Man to
Oh,
have dinner
yes.
with him. And then who would be my third one? My third one. Oh, that's a hard one.
Well, and that's good. Why you think
Like-
about that? I mean, like with Selena,
Mhm.
do you admire her singing, or do you admire how? What do you admire something about her that you invite Selena to our house?
Yeah. Growing up, I grew up with, being Hispanic, so I grew up with listening to her music and, kind of being involved with like her life and watching her movie and, all of that. So growing up, I had a lot of interest in her life. And then I guess because of what happened to her and the life events that she went through, it's someone that I would want to have invite and have
Oh
dinner
yeah,
with.
I would love Selena. Hear me, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
And then my second one was Robert Downey Jr. I'm a big Marvel girl, so I love my Marvel movies and Iron Man and Captain America and all of those. So Iron Man would be one of my fiction characters. Of Robert Downey Jr. is the one that plays Iron Man. So
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
We've actually watched that movie together, but it's been a
Yeah.
long time ago, right? Neha?
yeah.
So, okay.
Mhm.
Did you think of a third person?
Third person that I can think of, maybe music. I'm thinking more of like I know in my other family we also listen to Mana, and I've never got to see them in person.
Oh,
So
okay.
that probably want to have Mana to come have dinner with me.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all know
yes.
who Mana is, but
Yes.
I grew
And-
up with that music.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And definitely sing with us while we eat. Sing for us.
Yeah, so I do like Mana.
Yeah, good.
Mhm.
Okay, good choices. I would love to have all those 3 people at our
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
That's cool. So see how even the questions for the youth is also something that you can add to the conversation. And there's no limit to how long you really answer these questions. It can go on to another question, which is fine because that's what we're trying to do is encourage positive communication and talking about something that's, happy. Some of these questions may for the parents may bring up memories that parents can share, So like I said, we have had a lot of kids tell us, I didn't know that about my mom. Just like Jackie said, I didn't know you were a cheerleader, mom, Yeah. So the thing is that that's kind of cool to know that. So do y'all think we all would be able to use this pretty easy?
Yes, I love it too to do it with like activity, even with the people at work, and even like sessions. I think this is a great activity to do at home with the kids.
Yeah. And it's simple. It doesn't take a lot of work. Everything pretty much is provided for you here. I mean, like we're even able to go buy these when we work with the family. If they come to workshop, we can provide these, or like I said, we can use empty Kleenex box, anything. It does not have to be expensive. Any of these activities from our Strengthening Families curriculum do not cost money. So we actually pretty neat because you get very creative with some of these families. They love it. We have another one called the Strong Family Tree.
Mhm.
That one's really good because it lists the values of that family. And it's really just construction paper and cutting out some leaves. And it's real simple. So like I say, all the activities in the strengthening families don't have to cost a lot of money. There's some families that will elaborate and add a lot more stuff to it. But like I say, all you have to do is call us and we will set up your initial session, and then we'll go from there, and we'll move along those lessons as the family decides what they need to work on. Any questions for me?
No, but I like that. I would like to do that with my sons. Let's see what I can find out.
Okay.
Very interesting. You know, it's I think it's a pretty neat game. You find out a lot from each other. And like you say, you know, something comes up and then something else comes up. So that's
Right.
very interesting.
Yes. Well,
Very-
thank you. Is that Graciela?
Pardon? Yes, Graciela.
Okay, Graciela. Okay. Well, thank you. Yes. You know, like I was talking about what you just mentioned earlier, is that we can move from, it doesn't necessarily have to be an issue that we're working on. It can just be something like, I would love, sometimes some parents tell us, I would love to improve my communication with my daughter.
Mhm.
All we say is hello, goodbye, have a good day, you know, so we work on that. There's other ways of communicating just by having the candid conversation with the family conversation jar, but we also have other strategies like using iMessages, using love listening, you know, and so just different strategies that will help improve that communication. Because I
Right.
find that working with the families, some of them feel like they have a lot of problems. And once we target the communicating and they start improving, their problems seem to subside. They're like, all we needed to do was talk a little bit more, and I didn't realize that. So we actually, you know, bring that out in the family, and they realize that they acknowledge that they need to improve their communication.
Mhm. Very true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can
Well,
we get
I'm
a
gonna
copy
go-
of those questions?
Yes, I'm going to email you all the PowerPoint, the activity, and then the flyer. So
Okay.
you'll
Perfect,
get all
thank
of
you.
that. You will, thank you, Regina, so much for presenting and sharing.
Yeah.
As let me